Good morning. Good morning. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. And today is Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Peace and blessings to everybody. And as the title says, Black people are the new white supremacists. Controversial statement, though, right? How could Black people be the new white supremacists? I mean, and this is just a early morning rant, but it's probably not even 6 a.m. Yeah, it's 5:44 a.m. I just been noticing that, ain't nobody really even tripping off of racism like that except for Black people. And we are unfortunately keeping this ideology alive in 2025. Black people are the only people that entertain, endorse, um, basically use as a talking point, a point of reference, anything pertaining to racism. We sit back and ignore all of uh, the black on black violence that is done to one another, but want to sit back and make everything else somebody else does or says about racism to our own detriment. I mean, you got people sitting up here literally, Black people sitting up here literally talking about counseling Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, Soldier Boy, and Nelly because they went to perform for Donald Trump. What kind of mess is that? Like, you don't see no white people talking about canceling their own. You don't see no Mexican people talking about canceling their own. All you see is Black people with this cancel culture. Is that not racism? Is that not some type of form of supremacy? It's like if you got a mind of your own, if you go against the status quo, if you dare to have a difference of opinion and you disagree with the majority, you get ostracized, you get canceled, you get criticized, you get ridiculed. And all you see is Black people doing this. I think we have hated and paid attention to white supremacy so much in this country that we became the very thing that we despise. Think about it. I remember when Ice Cube went and sat down. He propositioned Donald Trump and Joe Biden about the $500 million initiative program, which was essentially reparations for Black people. And it was to help Black people. And Black people got so mad at Ice Cube that they was talking about he a coon and they was talking about canceling Ice Cube. How in the world can somebody like Ice Cube be a coon? Mr. F the Police, NWA. We talk about the man that created Death Certificate, the album. We talking about the man that put together several films celebrating black culture independently for the most part. Ice Cube. They got so mad about that where, you know, it's an oxymoron. Now, they canceled Cassette Michelle because she performed for him 8 years ago at his inauguration. Now, Snoop Dogg, yeah, he made some comments. He said what he said, but people can't have a change of heart. I mean, at some point, you got to give people room to grow. And obviously, the man, you know, that had a change of heart, that's his prerogative. He's a human being. So what would he say 8 years ago? We talking about right here, right now. And clearly the man has seen something that has happened that gave him a change of heart. I know Trump pardoned Harry O. That was big for Snoop. You know, for y'all that don't know who Harry O is, he was like the financial backing for Death Row. He the one that gave Suge and them a lot of the money and resources they needed when they started Death Row Records. I mean, Donald Trump has given a lot of rappers and entertainers they startup money. So these same people that you talking about counseling, they knew Donald Trump wasn't no racist back then, but they just ran with the status quo. Everything, like, even with this stuff with Elon Musk, I ain't even synced it, but they want to racialize him putting up a sign or putting his hand on. I mean, everything, ain't nobody sitting back thinking about y'all like that. That man ain't thinking about throwing up no Nazi sign. Are you crazy? But see, if you a black person and you say what I'm saying, they want to cancel. They want to cancel me if I was, you know what I'm saying, in the limelight or something like that. Oh, because I had TDS, which a lot of you have right now. And TDS is Trump derangement syndrome. Like, the man ain't sit up there and give Jesse Jackson his startup money when he was running for president back in the 1990s. I mean, if you pull up some of my posts on social media back 8 years ago, I had TDS, I had Trump derangement syndrome. I was talking big shit about Trump. But see, that was due to me being ignorant and not doing my own research. Now, we lived through 4 years of misery with Joe Biden and diversity, equity, and inclusion with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and the country went to shit to where we at right now. Now I've done my research. I'm like, man, when Trump was in office, man, I was living a way better quality of life. But you got black people that's still on that BS. No other culture of people are doing this, destroying their own. Nobody is out here canceling their grace. You don't see white now. You done had black people. We didn't listen to the Me Too movement and cancel R. Kelly for the most part. I ain't never canceling kills, but you got the society has canceled R. Kelly over some shit that was allegations from 30 years ago that he already went to trial and was acquitted for, just because they told you don't like this man right now. But you don't see white people canceling Elvis Presley, and we know for a fact Elvis Presley married that girl when she was 14 years old. You don't see white people finna throw away their culture like that, and you don't see them talking about, well, you don't see white people trying to cancel R. Kelly. It's black people that did that. Black people. are the new white supremacists. And dare you to go against the status quo. When all these black people out here killing each other, don't nobody got nothing to say about that. Your biggest threat, my biggest threat as a black man, when Trump was in office, when Biden was in office, when Obama was in office, it didn't matter. When George Bush was in office, every sitting president since I've been grown, an adult, since I've been born, every threat, regardless of who was the president, the biggest threat to me was another black man. Anytime anything that was ever done to me, 99% of the time, it was my own kind. And we'll get on social media and disrespect each other and talk crazy to each other just because we disagree with each other. We can't have a civil conversation on social media without somebody disrespecting one another. And you know how that looks to other people. Sometimes I sit back and look at us and I be like, I can't blame other races or cultures of people for how they view us as savages. Because we would destroy each other. We don't have no code to just, at least if you disagree, be quiet. We don't know how to communicate effectively. We throw each other under the bus for little or nothing. I mean, the whole race of black culture needs a makeover. We celebrate bullshit. If I've seen black people sit up there and say, like, they're black people will sit up there and listen to an ignorant ass Negro be disrespectful, cuss everybody out, barely know how to pronunciate words, and be like, that's a real man. But I've actually heard people say, man, on the contrary, man, them niggas over there, they using all them big words, trying to sound all intelligent. You got dang all right, I'm trying to sound intelligent. You think I'm trying to be out here talking like a fool and misrepresent myself and sound ignorant? But you will sit over there and listen to a bunch of ignorant babble and celebrate that like that's a real man. But if you a man that's sitting up here talking intelligent, it got to be seen as soft. It got to be seen as, oh, you not down with, with whatever the program is for black people. You got to be ignorant to be respected. Other cultures of people are looking at that. We sit back and do the most to each other. And then sit back and say, oh man, why you over there with them white folks? At least they talking with some sense. I'm just saying, I love my people, but my people suffer for the lack of knowledge. And we celebrate degeneracy in our culture instead of striving to do better. Ain't nobody tripping on no racism, bro, like that in 2025. I mean, not to say I know it exists, but at the end of the day, we already know, man, that is nothing we can get around. At this point, it's all about getting your bag up. It's all about staying out the way, getting your affairs in order, getting closer to God, most importantly, and taking care of your family. Look at the stuff we look at our entertainers. Look at all our legends that we didn't let society cancel in this cancel culture. And we the ones that propel, we the ones that give energy to it. We get it okay. Anytime black people co-sign somebody like Bill Cosby being ostracized, we ran with that narrative, and instead of just being quiet, even if you thought he was guilty or something, we got to voice our opinion on everything and disparage our own people, but in the same breath say what other cultures of people do to us. We do to ourselves. We don't need that. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the Willie Lynch mentality. They got Willie Lynch on autopilot. They don't even have to do nothing no more. If a white supremacist, you know what I'm saying, a real white supremacist wanted to, manipulate black culture or black people, they don't have to. We do it to each other. It's on autopilot. You know how you just, all right, I'm finna set my oven at a certain temperature, so it just automatically stays there. So that's what they did with Willie Lynch mentality to black people. If you allow it, if you allow them to have you out here like that, that's how we looking right now. Crashing out over Snoop Dogg having a change of heart and want to cancel him. Oh, well, they can't. Well, he ain't speak up for this one. Man, that's between him and that man. I'm hearing people talk about, oh, Snoop ain't speak up for R. Kelly, or, he threw it. Man, listen, if you black, you shouldn't want no black person canceled, because you know why? That make it more easier for your black ass to get canceled when they want to cancel you because you said something that was disagreeable or whatever. Cancel culture, you got to be against all of it. You can't just be, oh, they cancel him or pick or choose and a cherry picking. No, cancel culture needs to be eradicated from our culture. If Snoop Dogg said something that he wasn't supposed to say about it, that's on him. Address him as such. Address him in that manner. But we should not be trying to cancel any of our own. Are you insane? Black people alone, man, y'all need to get it together, man. Cut out all this cancel culture talk. I don't care if it's Snoop Dogg. I don't care if it's even people I don't even fool with, like Gayle King. I'm not trying to cancel nobody. Because the moment that we make it a thing to continue to cancel our own people instead of addressing them accordingly, it make it easier for them to cancel any one of us at any moment. This is a cancer that is growing that we are feeding. You understand that? Throughout all of society, all of our time being here, where have you ever seen cancel culture be a thing in our society? And for you to endorse that on any black person, shame on you. Shame on you. We're not canceling nobody over here. We might not disagree, we might not like each other, but I would never try to cancel another person, especially a black person. Be careful with the words that you use. Because see, only God has the power to cancel any human being. And if God before you, who could be against you? And that's my time, y'all. My rant for the day. Voices for the voices. We love y'all. Jay Taylor, and I'm out.